There's a new way to succeed on YouTube that nobody is talking about, and it's more effective than any of the old clickbait methods ever were. If you're an aspiring YouTuber, you're constantly trying to one-up the algorithm so that your videos get more views, right? Here's the thing. There's a very simple method to make your videos go absolutely crazy, and it's one that you probably haven't even thought about using yet. I've studied the fastest growing YouTubers in 2025 for hundreds of hours and gotten their video creation method down to a T. I'll show you how right now. The very first step in making videos absolutely explode is to stop thinking of the viewers as the algorithm. Crazy statement, I know, but you're not making videos for the pleasure of a computer algorithm. You're making them for viewers. You need to determine who the viewers you want to be reaching are. This is what we like to call a target audience. You need to have an idea of how old these people might be, what their interests are, what their goals are, and most importantly, why would they watch your video? I'll break mine down for you as an example. I'm targeting people similar to myself who want to succeed on YouTube. Maybe a guy in their early 20s or late teens, something like that. They probably watched YouTube their entire lives. Like I grew up on Star Wars theory and Vanoss gaming videos. Now they're looking to create content about something that they love, and they're looking for some help on how to succeed while doing it. I'll even give this viewer a name. I'm going to call him Nick. When I make my videos, I keep in my mind that Nick wants to see some videos with actionable steps to help him succeed on YouTube. That's what I base my videos around. You need to spend some time doing this for yourself. You should take a sticky note or a piece of paper, something like that. Write out all this stuff about your target audience and like put it on your monitor, on your desk, somewhere that you can always see it and refer back to it whenever you're creating your videos. If you're just throwing random content out there with no target audience in mind, you're really not going to have any success on YouTube. Even if you have success with one particular video, you won't have any repeat watchers if you're just making random content after that. Just real quick, if you want help implementing this YouTube strategy for your channel today, I've created a community for you and me and all of our other aspiring YouTubers like ourselves. There's tons of interactions in there where we can help each other, but there's also a compiled list of resources that I've created myself that all you got to do is download from that school community. So go sign up for it right now. It's the first link in the description. It'll help you out a ton, I know. Next up, you're going to create a list of topics that this target audience might be interested in watching videos about in your little niche that you're talking about on your videos. That's right, I am saying that you need to niche down to be successful in 2025 on YouTube. That's a crazy statement, I know. Sarcasm. Long gone are the days of posting random crap on YouTube and having them just blow up if you're making a Star Wars video one day and the next day you're just talking about how to succeed in business. It's just not going to work. Unless you have one of the biggest personalities of all time. Like there's Moist Critical. He can make a video on the color of dirt in Nigeria. It's whatever. Starting out, you're probably not going to be a personality-based channel. You need to niche down. I don't have the kind of charisma to have a channel like that just yet, at least. So I don't think that you probably will either. But if you do, more power to you. So your list of topics should include a bunch of stuff that these people will be actively seeking out. The entertainment niche is a little bit different. Like if you're making comedy videos, I can't really tell you how to do that successfully because it's just, you got to be good. The same principles do apply to this entertainment niche though. Like if you're in video games or something, you will definitely want to niche down to one video game to start with, maybe two if you're getting bigger and people want to watch you more for your personality. It's really the same principles that I'm fixing to talk about right here. I'm going to use my niche, YouTube success, as an example that you can kind of model this off of whenever I'm talking about this topic list. Somebody watching videos in this space might be interested in watching videos on hooks, on generalized intros, on, you know, script writing, lighting, recording, YouTube strategy. Like this video, there's tons of stuff that is possible that you could make videos about in this niche. So that's going to be like the little topic list that I have for you. Whenever you're doing this, just brain dump everything that might possibly be watched in this area, this niche, whatever you're working on. It's going to be important that you can pull topics from this list later on in this next step that we're about to talk about right now. The best strategy to beat YouTube's algorithm as an average Joe in 2025 is what I like to call reverse engineering. Here's what you want to do. First, download VidIQ. It's a free Chrome extension that will allow you to see video outliers and do a whole bunch of other stuff on your channel. It's going to be crucial in this process because it's a great tool for what we're about to talk about. Like I said, you're going to look on your YouTube feed, in your search results, everywhere for outlier videos. An outlier video is a video that performs extremely well as compared to the channel average, and it normally contributes to a bunch of growth for that channel. A lot of the times they're jumping off points for small channels to become big channels. When you use VidIQ, you'll see a little multiplier by the title of every video that you look at on YouTube. The higher that multiplier is, the more successful that video is as compared to the average of that channel. Keep that in mind. Next, you're going to want to start looking for these outlier videos in niches that are adjacent to your own. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, for example, if you're a Minecraft channel, you might look at Fortnite videos and the outliers in Fortnite or Call of Duty, something like that. Gaming videos. A channel in the generalized business niche might look in the personal development niche, something like that. Go into these adjacent niches and find the outlier videos that are performing extremely well over there. Screenshot those outlier videos and put them in a document for later use that you can kind of refer back to later on. I actually do that now, and I pull the hooks from the transcripts of those videos. I put all this into a little document. I'll give it to you for free. Just download it at the link in the description. It's completely free. Go crazy with it. Now you'll want to look at all these outlier videos that you compiled, and you're going to want to break them down, especially the title, for use in your own channel, in your own niche. There are three main parts of a title that I like to break the title down into. Sometimes there's only two, but the elements are the subject, the goal of the video, and the intrigue factor. The subject of this video's title is beating the YouTube algorithm, and that's kind of the goal of it as well. Sometimes these overlap, sometimes they don't. It just depends on the title. The intrigue factor of this title would be the new way to beat blank and in 2025. Another example of this will be one of my other videos titled Copy and Paste This YouTube Strategy to Gain Your First 1,000 Subscribers. The YouTube strategy is the subject, the first 1,000 subscribers is the goal. The intrigue factor of this text would be to copy and paste this subject to goal. The subject and the goal are the parts of this title that you should change to match what you're going to do with your video whenever you reverse engineer this title to fit your niche. The intrigue factor, which would be copy and paste this blank to blank, would be the part that you leave the same. That's pretty much the entire concept of the outlier strategy and the reverse engineering of it. You switch something over here to stand out over here where you're at. You can practice this right now by taking those titles that I just talked about and reverse engineering it for yours, or you can look at these examples right here. Here's one remixed into the self-help niche. Copy and paste this nightly routine to beat insomnia. That's a lot better than how to sleep better. If you ask me, it's just a better title, better concept. It's all about reframing and framing something different. It's going to be the same content, like how to sleep better would be the same copy and paste this sleep strategy to sleep better or beat insomnia, whatever you title it. That's the whole premise of this outlier thing, just reframing stuff to get more attention. So if you understand this outlier concept, you realize that you're going to have to steal like an artist this title in this thumbnail. Next, you're going to have to absolutely nail your intro, and that's the most important part of any video, is the first like 10-15 seconds. I've droned on and on about intros and hooks in other videos, and I'm going to do a dedicated video about intros in the future, but here's the basics of it. First, you're going to want an engaging hook that somewhat confirms your title and thumbnail so viewers know that they're watching the right video. Then you're going to want a statement about the subject that you're talking about in this video with some sort of pattern interrupt and twist to twist it to the value that you're going to give them. And then finally, you're going to have some sort of credibility statement. The engaging hook is crucial. It's the most important part of the entire video, but it's not as hard as you might think. I said something like there's a new way to beat the YouTube algorithm that's way more effective than the old clickbait methods or something like that, but it grabbed your attention or else you wouldn't still be watching right now. The middle part of the intro is the hardest part to me to get perfect. In this video, I said, if you're an aspiring YouTuber, you're constantly trying to one-up the algorithm so that your videos get more views, right? Here's the thing. There's a very simple method to make your videos go absolutely crazy, and it's one that you probably haven't even thought about using yet. That includes a statement about the subject, which is beating the algorithm, and it also contains that pattern twist with value. That part will be, there's a simple method that you haven't thought about trying yet. You can do this in a multitude of ways. Just make sure that you keep it engaging and make sure your viewer moves on to the actual body part of your video. That last part, the credibility statement, is one of the easiest parts to do in this entire process if you're an expert in your field. If you're like an Alex Hormozy or Mr. Beast who has seen outsized success. If you're somebody like me and you don't have that, you're going to have to lean on something that I call research credibility. I've had multiple YouTube channels that were mildly successful in the past, but I have to use this research credibility, which is like I studied the fastest growing YouTubers in 2025 and compiled their system into this. That's my research credibility statement. Whatever I said in that intro, you know, that's what it was. You do need to do the research though. You don't need to just be lying to people that you have done this research and compiled the system whenever you haven't actually done the research. You're just yapping about nonsense. You're trying to give the viewer a reason to watch your videos. Like, why should they be listening to you and your advice? If you're in entertainment, you don't really have to do this. You can reframe it as to like, I'm an idiot and I play video games for a living, something like that. You know, just whatever comes to mind, just include it or don't. Entertainment's Totally different. Entertainment intros, like sometimes you don't even need an intro. You just go right into it. It's just a totally different ball game, and I can crack into that later on, but not in this video. The outlier concept and the rest of this video are still very relevant to the entertainment niche, just not so much this intro credibility part. This last step is the most important part of any YouTube strategy you will ever come across. Obviously, you need to know who you're making videos for and what they might be interested in, like the topics. You're going to want to find outlier videos in other niches that you can reverse engineer and use in your own. You're going to want to nail your title, thumbnail, and hook, all that good stuff. But what's the most important part? You can probably guess. Consistency. You have to stay consistent on YouTube or you will fail. Unless you're already a big channel pulling big views, you have to post more than once a month. Unless you're like video essays, super long videos, something like that, and you physically cannot produce a video more than once a month. But that's a whole different story, different kind of video. You, the average Joe, needs to be posting at least once a week on YouTube. The more the better, just don't burn yourself out. To take advice from Alex Hormozy himself, make it impossible to fail by the sheer amount of content that you pump out. Pump it out with a goal in mind and while using these strategies, but literally don't let yourself fail. Just stay consistent and you will see success. My favorite saying that I somewhat came up with, but somewhat just stole from a different context and reverse engineered it into my own saying is this: the only way to get better at the game of YouTube is by playing the game of YouTube. If you need help playing that game of YouTube, I've created a community of like-minded aspiring YouTubers like yourself where you can come together, interact. There's a classroom on there with all these different resources that I've talked to you about in all these videos, all these different checklists, these strategies, videos that I don't put on YouTube, stuff like that. It's all right there. All you got to do is click that first link in the description and sign up. It's completely free. It's literally an invaluable resource. So go sign up for that right now. In the meantime, I'll be working on my stuff, trying to be a better guide to YouTube for you. Till next time, peace.